Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day one of the Summit. It's our first ever LAN tournament here at Beyond the Summit. We're delighted to be bringing you these games. We start in Europe. From Europe, one team of 8 will qualify to join Navi as the second European representative at the LAN Finals. It's an $80,000 tournament. We'll be hosting the LAN Finals live here from the studio house, and well, you'll get to see your favorite players relaxed and having fun. And well, speaking of relaxation, our first match will be Relax versus RoX.KiS. BO1 round-robin group stage, very similar to the Star Ladder Europe group stage. And well, with that being said, the draft is underway. Let's go ahead and hop on into it. So, of course, I'm LD, and I'm joined here by
Hello,
Mr. Merlini. We're still recovering slightly from Star Ladder, but feeling more human. Well, we'll be hopping into the draft in just a moment. But Relax versus RoX.KiS. RoX.KiS actually went to the Star Ladder LAN Finals, looked pretty good there, and our producers are having a conniption in the corner.
They're making funny noises.
Yeah. They're always making noises. They screwed up, so we don't get the special draft screen, but hopefully we'll get it fixed for later.
So we get the normal draft screen?
Yeah, we get the vanilla draft screen. People are asking, oh, where'd the teamfight recaps go? Where'd the custom draft screen go?
Is there a ticket for this, by the way?
There will be a ticket, so that's actually a good question. To anyone who's wondering, the bundle is supposed to go into the store with the next patch. Rumor has it will be towards the end of this weekend or beginning of next week, but until the ticket is actually available, all matches will be free to watch on Dota TV, so definitely feel free to go ahead and check those out. But yeah, no bundle yet, but we have a really cool set, which I'm excited to show the world. We're thinking it's going to do quite well.
Got to get them cosmetics.
Yeah, when it is available, every 25% of each ticket, so $250 of the $10 will go directly in the prize pool, but not today. No tickets today.
So it looks like picks have shifted since Star Ladder. No surprise there. Shadow Demon is back from the realm of obscurity.
He saw some play at Star Ladder.
No, I mean before.
Oh, you mean yeah. Okay, I see.
Before Star Ladder, there was nothing. There was no Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon's like, if you pick it, you're probably gonna lose because you don't know how to play it. But yeah, now people know how to play it.
And it seemed like people were really favoring it. Like they seem to understand how to pick the hero a little bit better, because I felt like in the past, teams would just be like, oh, let's pick Shadow Demon, because like we need a support.
You can't just pick him.
But teams are picking him now to set stuff up. Sunstrike, Centaur Stomp, Dazzle Heal Bombs, or with carries that benefit from the illusions like Luna. Of course, teams always had some synergy in mind, but I feel like there's been more emphasis on attaining synergy when you go for the pick.
He's a great support. He is very versatile, can be offensive, can be defensive. Does very well late game, decent versus BKB, does have a lot of AoE against anti-push, or for anti-push, but I guess, yeah, you do have to pick him with something, though. Centaur is a very good hero, a ton of front-loaded bursts that you can just kill people if they get caught in the Disrupt and Soul Catcher combo. Also good at saving your teammates in case someone gets like hexed by Invoker or whatnot. And, I don't know, Shadow Demon before Dazzle, though, that's a little unusual.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess you can get the. Maybe they want to deny it to RoX.KiS, afraid of like the disruption into Sunstrike combo. I guess that's the one thought I have, but it does seem a little odd. Dazzle's been. I mean, he's been like top 3 support picks, if not even just straight out #1 in Europe.
Yeah, I would agree. The big 5 are still banned. I'd say Bat Naga, Ember, Lycan. And then sometimes Invoker. And sometimes they'll switch out depending on who you play against. But in CIS, Bat Riders should definitely be up there.
I do like these bans from Relax on a slightly different note. They go for the Tree ban and the Slardar ban, which is just like completely up RoX.KiS's alley. That's pretty much their bread and butter, is just running these types of heroes. The Godlike Tree, but especially the Slardars. I hear they haven't run that much the past like week or so that I've been casting them, but we all know how good they can be when they get the safe lane Slardar, gets the early blink, and they just start face rushing you.
Yeah, RoX.KiS still has Chen available. I think they might want to ban that out, because I think that Relax maybe just push down with a mass summon strat with Invoker and Chen, and mass heal with Dazzle and Chen. So I think that they should be pretty worried about that if it doesn't get picked up. If one of the supports doesn't get picked up, they should probably ban out 5th phase. They shouldn't be scared of an Abaddon. I'd say the 4 supports that RoX.KiS runs the most is Dazzle, Abaddon, Chen, and Dazzle, Abaddon, Chen, and Tree. And Tree's banned out. And Dazzle's already taken. Abaddon's not very good here because there's just so much burst he won't be able to save someone.
Yeah, and the other thing is that, well, looking at Relax's draft right now, they have not secured a solo mid, and This early Invoker pick, I'm curious to see how they look to lane against him, but the Invokers have been... I mean, this hero's been just on the rise lately. Winning his lane most games. Not even on the rise, like he's just been established as a premier solo mid for some time. You mentioned the Necro book, but... I mean, you can go Quas Wex build, go for more utility. It seems most players nowadays do prefer Quas Exhort, though, and I'm curious to see what RoX.KiS go for. They love their Nature's Prophet for Sodoy in the off lane. They normally run Luna as one of their go-to carries if it's not something like a Slardar, but a Death Prophet's out there if they want to push pretty aggressively, something they have run from time to time. I guess let's see what they do from here.
Yeah, I think Sodoy's hero is the biggest question mark, though.
He plays some Clockwork. I'd say his best offlaners are Prophet, Centaur, and maybe Clockwork, though it's not quite as much of a RoX.KiS hero.
Yeah.
The Prophet's kind of the big one because of the Necro books. Like, they love to run Prophet Invoker. Lycan is somewhat their ideal draft. They got it at Starladder. Did end up losing to that IG Ember, but
yeah, if they pick Prophet, it reveals their lineup. So that's why it's the one that's the biggest question mark. And now that they have the Nature's Prophet, I think Relax definitely knows what's up. Can draft like one more anti-push, solo mid that's decent against push, and just overall not worry about getting 5-man, then prepare to counter it now while there's still 2 picks left in the draft.
Well, as for Relax here, let's see what they go for next. They still need their solo mid. They need a secondary support. I would say Ancient Apparition is a very high priority support against RoX.KiS. They love to 5-man, they love to push, and Ancient Apparition, very good against that. But they'll get something else that, well, could go either way. Could go mid, could be as their solo, could be their secondary support, and in either case, Wind Ranger does give them a decent amount of counter push, which is always something you're going to need against RoX.KiS.
I like Wind Ranger a lot. She's underrated. She is decent at solo mid, not terribly great at offlane. She's still viable though. She hasn't gotten nerfed. She's just constantly been getting buffs actually, and surprised more teams don't pick her up. She has very good control, natural scythe carrier, decent rune control. An AA for RoX.KiS.
I feel like this is also potentially just a block pick. I mean, it's a support that fits in well to their draft. They've got 4 ranged heroes, a lot of damage, and on top of that, now Relax can't get it to counter just this death ball that's coming their way.
Yeah, the only problem is he's not terribly great in 5-on-5s if you're pushing. I think he's very good on 5-on-5s if you're defending pushes, but if you're pushing, like, he's just decent. They don't really have good setup for his ultimate either.
That's really up to their offlaner. Well, I guess not offlaner, but I guess it's their... Yeah, that's kind of the awkward thing, is it's like, well, there's a Clockwork out there, but you expect them to be picking up some sort of safe lane carry with this draft, and I mean, is there a safe lane carry here that would be a good setup? Slardar's probably the ideal one, but he's been
They need an initiator or a heavy pusher, so...
They need like a frontline hero, basically.
Or they could just go Pugna and push him down really early. That's another option, and they can just tank with summons. They don't necessarily need a frontline. I'm trying to think of what other initiators there are. So it looks like RoX.KiS scared at the Ench. Relax are doing fine. They just need one more support. There's no support that jumps out that's amazing. AA would have been really good for them, but since that's been taken up already, I think they can take advantage of RoX.KiS's like semi-weak lanes. Nature's Prophet and Invoker are relatively easy to gank early, especially if Invoker goes Quas Exhort.
Yeah, lanes look to be solo mid Invoker, offlane Prophet, and then Dazzle Ancient Apparition +1. Maybe they go aggressive tri-lane. They are Radiant side, so it's a tiny bit stronger. In terms of carries that could go into the tri-lane, oh, look at this.
Oh, so support Windrunner.
Yeah, it's a 4-position Wind Ranger.
The problem is it's like not that great setup for Shadow Demon. If you want to pick another support with Shadow Demon that's aggressive, usually you want something like Lina or Leshrac or Chen even. Or Ench was taken out.
Oh, look
Spectre.
at it.
Okay.
So bit of a global strat now. You've got your Spectre, Invoker, Prophet, Ancient Apparition.
This is very atypical of RoX.KiS.
Very damage-heavy lineup.
And BCZ will also be playing Invoker, and Spectre will be played by Solo. So a lot of... this is one thing that I didn't like about RoX.KiS at all at Starlighter, is they weren't versatile, and they didn't pick anything like this at Starlighter. So maybe they're trying to experiment a little bit more. This is cool.
Yeah, normally Solo does go mid, solo mid, if you will, but we'll have to see how they look to lane it. I imagine just the safe lane Spectre, and we'll have a quick pause here. Hopefully not too long, but guys, if you're just joining us, it's our first match of the Summit Europe. I wanted to say Starlighter Europe just because we cast 120 Starladder Europe group stage games, but yeah, this is the Summit Europe, guys. It's an 8-team round-robin group stage. The top 4 teams will move on into the playoffs, and from there, numero uno comes to the LAN Finals live here in Los Angeles this June 5th or 8th for $80,000 plus US dollars in prize money, of course. So there's no bundle. Again, if you want to watch on Dota TV, it is free to do so until the bundle gets released, which will hopefully be in the next few days. We've got a nice set planned for that, and of course, access to watch all the games from there on out. But we'll see what's going on. Hopefully the pause won't take too long. I know RoX.KiS do have a Fragbite Masters best of 5 starting at 20 CT, so we don't really have a ton of time here. But with that being said, whose draft do you like better?
Who was Relax's last hero? Oh, Wind Ranger. I'd probably say RoX.KiS, because I don't think Wind Ranger really adds that much to this lineup. And RoX.KiS just seems to be a little bit more well-constructed. Dazzle to protect the Spectre, global synergy in between the 4 heroes. They have pretty good late game. They have a pretty good 4-on-5, so Spectre can farm. They don't have terribly great lanes and terribly great gank, but their middle late is much better. Luna's going to get farm no matter what, but she is... like, her mobility leaves something to be desired, and if they just put a lot of pressure on Centaur and Spectre, I don't really think she can do that much. Whereas if they put pressure on, like, Nature's Prophet and Invoker, I think that RoX.KiS will be able to do something about it.
Yeah, mainly just have your Dazzle carry TP and have your Prophet ready to counter gank. We've seen most teams will start with a TP at level 1 on Dazzle, or he'll just have the money and be ready to buy one at the side shop. So unless you have absolutely insane burst, then... He doesn't
even need to carry a TP early. Like Shadow Demon and Wind Ranger, you're not terribly scared of that ganking early. And I think that...
yeah, and it's a Storm mid who's also not going to be finding many kills against Invoker.
And I think because of that, Relax are going to be forced to like play passively and stack and pool with their supports instead of getting kills. If they had picked something more aggressive with a Shadow Demon, I would like their lineup more. But
the one thing I really like for Relax is there's very little lockdown for the Storm in this game. There's Cold Snap, maybe EMP. That's it.
They have so much damage, though, that it's not... like, you can either have hard disables for him, or so much damage, or a lot of healing, so that he... like, what you probably need one of those 3. Like, a decently well-rounded also does well, but Storm, like, if he jumps in, he's just going to take, like, a bajillion damage, get Cold Snap, get Dazzle healed, potentially AA ulted, and... that can all happen within, like, less than a second, I'd say. And he doesn't really have great defensive utility. Shadow Demon Disrupt isn't that great versus something like, let's say, Ice Blast and Dazzle Heal. A lot of front-loaded damage, so we'll see.
Uh-oh. Well, Dota 2 network problems. Valve, please. Well, I don't know how they can solve it, but I admire their gumption in saying so anyway.
I don't know the odds for this. RoX.KiS did, Relax did pretty well last game that I watched, but then again they're
definitely one of those teams that can take games off of the bigger names. Whether they can do so consistently has normally been their issue.
It says 42-58.
I think that's pretty generous to Relax. I mean,
think it's very generous.
RoX looked a bit weak at Starladder, but
they were against really good competition. And Relax during Starladder regular season, they just did okay. They like maybe surprised like 1 or 2 games, but they weren't consistently doing very well.
So apparently Solo has replaced the 322 with he's upgraded from rigging the bets to hacking his opponents now, posting their IPs in chat and causing problems. Shenanigans from Solo.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. I think those odds are close-ish. I would probably go more like 65-35, 60-40.
I bet RoX.KiS on those odds. At those odds, yeah, for sure.
That's the value bet. But we've got 2 more matches coming up for you guys today, and I don't know if we can bring the schedule up, but if we can, that would be nice to just show what's coming up. As our producers wave their hands in the air like a pack of headless chickens.
Oh, he's back.
Well, is he?
They solved it.
Is he actually back? Because I didn't see him. Oh, now he's reconnected. There we go. Haruhi Suzumaya.
Sounds like an Eternal Envy name.
Yeah, that is it does. Maybe Eternal Envy's standing it now. Well, here we go, guys. It's RoX.KiS versus RoX, our opening match of Summit Europe Play, $80,000 tournament, land finals for the top 6 teams live here in Los Angeles this June. And, well, we get one team from Europe. These two teams, RoX.KiS and RoX, will be duking it out with most of the best of Europe to see who will take that second slot. So, with that being said, we'll introduce RoX.KiS. Did not have the best performance at Starlighter, but hey, they played really well to get there, and that was some stiff competition. You've got Yol handling the Dazzle, Sadoy is the Nature's Prophet, Solo handling your Spectre, not going to the mid-roll, where normally he's most well-known for playing. BZZ is perfect handling the Invoker, and Goblak, the Mastermind, on the Ancient Apparition. And then on the Dire side, Team Relax, Shachlo on the Centaur Dread, the Shadow Demon known for his clowny stream to the Russian audience, and can you give me a look up here on the Wind Ranger? I'm forgetting who her actual name is, but Haruhi Suzumiyaka on the Wind Ranger. Tame My Wild will be going solo mid as the Storm, and that leaves Yoki on the safe lane Luna. So let's see, who is this mysterious Wind Ranger?
I'm not sure either. Random support player.
Ah, it's Windex. Random. Come on now.
Windex, I forget.
Yeah, he's been with Relax for some time, so. You know, despite not having... They've never been a really very serious team, at least not lately, but they stick together and play their games for the most part. I think there was one time where Dread skipped a match to play CSGO or stream or something, and got some flack for that for Starladder, but for the most part this team has stuck together, kind of like the retry, except with more of their roster intact. Well, with that being said, leads are going to develop now, so it will actually be dual lanes for Relax. They're running a Centaur Shadow Demon, very defensive dual lane here. At the same time, though, RoX.KiS, I think this is a combo that people really underrate, is the Spectre Ancient Apparition. Chilling Touch plus Desolate, that is insane damage, and you often get it in these early laning stage situations, because they're often forced to run. This is a scary combo.
Dread hasn't revealed himself yet, but they're already playing aggressive, and there goes, like, half his HP.
Chilling Touch, pretty good spell.
From 4 Chilling Touch hits. So, I don't really get the point of this dual lane. It's not like you're gonna block a lot of right clicks with Disruption. And yeah,
you're not gonna get kills either.
Yeah, you're not gonna get kills for sure, unless they drastically mess up, but they're not really gonna hinder Solo's farm. So, I guess maybe they'll have like a small window in between Chilling Touch cooldowns to actually do something. But, oh, it actually fails the first stack here.
Yeah, ultimately, they're not going to win the dual lane. They probably don't lose it too bad, but you could just be getting levels on Centaur end of the day and getting more of them, most likely. I don't feel like the Shadow Demon being here is going to... Maybe he gets a little more experience, but... well, offlane Centaurs normally do okay by themselves, and this RoX Trilane doesn't have that much lockdown to get kills.
Yeah, it's not only that he can't get levels and farm, or he's not getting levels and farming, he's also not posing a threat to the Invoker at all. Since he's always at bottom, they have a Reservoir Ward over here, they always know where one support is, and a solo Wind Ranger is not going to be able to come mid. Maybe with like a Haste or an Invis or a DD, they might be able to get a kill, but without it, unless BZZ just completely overextends, he should be very, very safe in the mid lane. So him being there not only like doesn't really do that much for Centaur, it also hurts the Storm Spirit a lot.
RoX.KiS will get off the pull through for now. Let's see if they go for the triple pull. Not attempting it just yet. And they will let the plane push in a bit. In the meantime, checking the off lane for RoX.KiS. Their off laner, the Prophet, is free farming. Well, not getting too much CS, getting some, and getting his levels up. So, level advantage already tipping in RoX.KiS's favor as far as the off lane goes. And in the mid lane, Invoker versus Storm. Generally, we see Invokers having the edge here. Early on, the Storm's doing well, but as those Forge Spirits get leveled up and you start hitting harder, it just gets very difficult to lane against him.
Yeah, all depends on rune control, too. And Sadoy's like even able to mess with the creep pool, too, and jack some of Windrunner's creeps. Wind Ranger.
Yeah, Wind Ranger's one of the better harassing supports, but this is Prophet. So he's always got the trance like body blocking you, just chipping away at you, and when they're in play as well, you can't really trade that effectively.
Yeah, he's able to scout, block the camp, and now Wind Ranger, what is she going to do for like the next minute maybe? She doesn't really have a creep. She could harass Sadoy, but Sadoy also has treants of his own, and he has boots, so...
Mid lane, there's a Cold Snap, and the Chilling Touch follow-up. Some right clicks coming through. They have a Sunstrike available, I believe. Are they going to throw it? Has not bothered to invoke one more volley, but too easy to dodge that Sunstrike, and they're not going to bother just yet. The Invoke's still there, though. He could try and pull a fast one, Tame Out. Cold Snap's going down. He needs to back off, and he needs to do it soon. Oh, this might be our first blood. Cold Snap's there. Is he going to throw it? Not going to bother.
I also think if he had Ice Vortex, he probably would have killed him over Cold Feet. Cold Feet maybe did like 70 damage. Ice Vortex, a little bit more damage for... Cold Snap, and they probably could have gotten a lot more right clicks on him as he's slowed up the hill.
You know, going back to the way they chose to draft this one, I thought they were going to run Wind Ranger mid. It used to be,
I thought so too.
Used to be a very popular style to counter Invoker mid, because you can just Wind Run, you don't actually get Cold Snapped if they're missing, and you can trade blows pretty effectively. You can out-farm him, just push the lane in with Power Shot, and then maybe not control the runes because he can send Forward Spirits there, but at least prevent him from getting them, and that used to be actually something Navi would do a lot with Dendi on the Wind Ranger mid, but yeah, I'm a little surprised they've run the support Windrunner, and so far it has not felt very effective.
Yeah, maybe she'll hit some 6 Shackles later. It's also really nice if you have like Impale-based spells like Nyx or Sand King or Lion, because those generally line up heroes for a very nice Shackle Shot, but they don't have anything. Maybe like a pull from Storm Spirit or like a Blink Stomp from War Runner or Centaur War Runner, but you're probably better off with like a Sand King at this point. I don't really know why you would go that over Sand King. Sand King's just does so much more damage. He can roam a lot more effectively, and once he gets a Blink Dagger, he can start off team fights, because as it stands right now, Centaur's not really getting the greatest farm and might not be able to get his Blink Dagger for some time to come. And then you don't really want to rely on your Storm Spirit to initiate too, because you don't want him to die in team fights.
So Dyer just placed an Observer Ward, but it was like over here, and it was just in range of the tower and got dewarded. It's a bit unfortunate. I think you're supposed to place it like more over here, I believe, is where we've seen teams putting it.
Yeah, it's difficult to get, though.
That's not a ward I have any experience placing myself, but normally it's not dewardable, so it must have been just slightly off there. Either way, very slow game one for our opening match here of Summit Europe play. Passive and defensive, but you look at that overall, and RoX.KiS have to be very happy with it. There will be a Cold Snap mid. Tame My Wild, however, doing pretty well. He is at level 6, and that's where BZZ has to be a bit careful not to overextend. Sunstrike's been invoked. He's going to let it fly bottom in just a second. Dread on the run. Nope, the double edge gets the kill first. Then the Prophet TP's in. And so far, 1 for 1 with 4 heroes bottom. Sunstrike thrown in, but Chicho actually already tree trapped, and they'll give Solo a double kill. Well, that started off well, but it ended very poorly.
This is really terrible for Relax. You can't lose the early game to a Spectre. And yeah, you got the first blood, but you gave up 2 kills. I guess if Fury on rotated too,
and a global strat, like with an Invoker and a Prophet backing him up.
It's just going to get worse and worse, and what they need to do is try and delay like Abe's level 6, pressure him a little bit, but not at the expense of getting Spectre's kills, giving Spectre kills. Invoker, I'm not really sure what build he's going to go for. He might be greedy though.
Slight other concerns, I guess, are just that they're not going greedy on their Luna, and so if they start giving up kills to Spectre, then then they walk into the mid game, they won't have an ultra stacked Luna, which would be the only chance they really have to come back from a bad laning stage. So at the same time, they can apply pressure earlier. Let's see if they look to do it. RoX.KiS did take a lot of damage on this tower when the Prophet TP'd out, so that was the one other good thing that came Relax's way. But if those kills went to supports, I think maybe it would have been okay since they got first blood, but giving Spectre a double kill is a problem. There will be a jump in from the Storm. BZZ gets off the Cold Snap. Then the Disruption comes through from Dread. Not sure about that Disruption. It will set up a Stomp, but already the team's on the run. Solo's going to join the fray as well. Coming in with the level 1 Haunt. He's got a Dagger still available. Saving it for this last hit, but could just Dagger to go in for some more right clicks. Still not throwing the Dagger. Finally Daggers. And will connect. Goes for Dread. They want the 2 for Ope special here, and they're going to get it too, it looks like. Shackle. Not going to kick. Nope. They'll get 1.
I think if he cast it like way long ago,
he could have gotten the Storm there.
I think he could have gotten 2 kills. Well, still a nice counter initiated by RoX.KiS there, and their high mobility are already coming into play. Luna is solo farming, but I don't really see where Relax's damage is coming from either in team fights. They can maybe kill one person with like pull into Centaur stuff and then Luna Eclipse, but immediately after that they can just immediately counter initiate with Spectre Ultimate. It'll tank a lot of the Haunt. It'll just pretty much force everyone to run. It will disable Blink Dagger on Centaur if he ever gets it, and after that, they have like Chilling Touch, they have like Dazzle Heal, Invoker has a lot of sustained damage with Forge Spirits, and it just seems like RoX.KiS' damage throughput in team fights is going to be much higher.
Well, there was another rotation in mid from Relax. Once again setting 3 heroes, but there's a Radiant Observer Ward up on this hill. Their D ward was just a bit out of range, so they don't know this ward's here, and they can't put pressure on Invoker when he sees him coming. So they're doing very well there. Overall, things looking pretty good for RoX.KiS early on now. A Poison Touch on Yoki. I don't think they want to go for anything too aggressive here, but they'll just back off. Wind Ranger, haste it up. trying to go for a backstab, but there's no wave to go with, so pretty much just a very smooth laning stage so far for RoX.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting closer to their Midas on the Invoker. Prophet has his phase boots, now he'll build a Midas. And you feel, it just feels like for Relax they have maybe 10 minutes to make something happen. Beyond that, game gets hard.
Yeah, and Centaur's Blink is not gonna come early enough. If they had it a little bit earlier, I'd say, or if they had a more aggressive support than Windrunner, I'd say their chances are much better. But the way the early game's shaping up, passive and farming and RoX.KiS in the kill lead is definitely shaping up to be disastrous once all the ultimates are online. AA still only level 4.5. He was like almost level 4 when he gave up first blood, and that was quite some time ago.
Well, some pressure from Tamo Wild mid will just start chipping away at this tower. And hasn't really moved around the map too much. Hasn't gone for kills. 0, 0, and 0. Normally, as a Storm, you do want to focus on getting up your early Orchid, but haven't seen him with a good rune yet this game, and that's something you do hope for when you run the solo mid Storm. Get a haste rune, maybe get an invis, be able to go for some kills on the back of that. Even a regen can be nice, but so far just kind of locked into farming mid.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
Yep. Just patient early game from RoX, and pretty much just protecting the mid lane. The Spectre is under no pressure whatsoever. Solo already drums complete if he wants to buy them, and from there it's probably just a straight shot into the Relic.
Yeah, even Nature's Prophet is going greedy too with the Hannah Midas because there's just no pressure coming out. Not even the T1 taken on the top lane, so that's when you know things aren't going very well for them. But looks like they are gearing up for it. The Treants are there, and Centaur's there from behind. But Sidoi, realizing that he is in grave danger if he stays there, will back off.
Yeah, key thing for RoX is just not giving up kills here. Sure, the tower's going to fall, but they have a double Midas to help make up for the tower gold going the enemy's way, and they're farming well on all their cores. Not great CS, but the Midases will, and the lack of deaths for this Invoker as well as the Prophet will let them catch up just fine in the mid game. So what are Relax going to do? Dominator's up on Yoki. Wind Ranger has done a pretty good job of getting their levels, but is it good enough? You look at the mid game for RoX, and Ancient Apparition's almost getting close to level 6 in his own right. I feel like it's, you know, the Storm who kind of is the linchpin of the strat, him and the Centaur, but Centaur no blink, and a lot of ways to disable the blink even once he gets it, as you mentioned, and, well, can this Storm get anything done? So far he's been fairly passive mid.
First point of order is to get Centaur Blink. Second is to stack for Luna and for Storm too. Storm can actually take out non-ancient stacks, and then after that they can accrue some farm and try and pressure Spectre before he gets Relic. If they don't do anything before he gets Relic, they're gonna lose.
Well, they haven't stacked the jungle at all. Dominator's online for Luna. Is there a creep yet? Has not taken over a creep as far as I can tell, so
I think, yeah, I don't know. He had his Dominator some time ago. Looks like he's going to no BKB build either. It's pretty dangerous against AAA and Nature's Prophet.
Well, it looks like Dread's going to do the stacking for him, but it's a little unusual. I mean, even if you don't want to stack with the creep, you can still, like, give it to a support, share control, and let them... You know, Shadow Demon can take a Centaur and use it to set up disruption.
Well, he has a Wolf. Maybe they can do Roshan with this if RoX.KiS is not keen on scouting.
It's so easy for RoX to contest Roche. They just throw an Ancient Apparition ult in, they can Spectre Haunt into Prophet ult. You can scout it with the Forge Spirits. I would be... Not to say they can't do it, but I don't think they're going to catch RoX off guard with that.
Yeah, RoX.KiS is actually behind in gold by 2,000, but I still think that's a very comfortable place for RoX.KiS to be in.
They also have this double Midas, which is only just now going to start kicking in. Sidoi just getting the gold for his, and I believe BZZ, that's his first use of the game. So it is a pretty late Midas, to be fair, but he's still got it.
Yeah, he hasn't died. Most important part.
Tame Wild trying to set up a kill top lane. Godblack has good positioning here, though. Hiding in the trees. He will poke his head out right as Tame leaves, and nope, not going to find the opening. Looking at the Radiant Vision right now, they do not see Tame Wild, but they also know he's missing as they see the Shadow Demon mid and no Storm there, and they're playing this one really defensively. Good positioning from Godblack so far. I might jinx him here. Oh, it's a big zip in from Tame Wild to start it off. Then I'll pull him in. Follows up with a Remnant, but it's a double TP reaction and a Spectre Haunt. And they might find Yoki instead of the Storm. That could even be the better kill. Dazzle ult gets deployed. The chase continues. Kills off the Wolf. The Courier's going to come in. That's carrying a Yasha. It can't go down now. It will make it out safely. The Eclipse from Luna is thrown out, but the Forge Spirits tank it, turning the fight around. Courier barely escapes as well. And in the end,
I must say, Solo Spectre is
happens.
not very impressive. He chose to dagger the Storm Spirit instead of the Luna, and the Storm Spirit can just zip away. And he had a regen in his bottle, which maybe someone should have called out. But if they go on the Luna there with Cold Snap and Force Spirits, he would have easily died.
Oh, Dread just got sniped by a Apparition ult mid, and can self-disrupt here. Not gonna matter, though. Just to make sure he's toast. Sunstrike came in. They also did not use Sunstrike in the top engagement, which was slightly unexpected, but still works out for them well in the end. It's just tough for Relax. They have to be aggressive and apply pressure in this stage of the game, but they were doing it with probably their best initiator in the Centaur, and RoX just have such good counter gank.
But now they have the Blink, so things can change quickly.
Will they change enough, though, I think is the question. Like, they already have to get a lot done. Spectre's up to 1,400 gold. Again, Solo 2-0-1, another assist there, and just goes right back to farming. I will say I feel like BZZ's Invoker has been a bit underwhelming in this game. I haven't felt his presence a ton, but you know, ultimately you walk into the mid game, you have the Forge Spirits, the Midas, and you just start right-clicking and cold snapping people, and you'll still be a high-impact player. No major Sunstrikes or anything like that yet, though.
Yeah, he doesn't really need a gank. He doesn't really need to pressure towers that much. He just needs to counter gank and make sure that Relax doesn't play super aggressively.
Well, this will be a nice kill here for Relax. They're going to set up with a Disruption, then they'll follow up with a Stomp, and that's an absolutely devastated Prophet. No way he makes it out of that one. Dagger will come in, and perhaps an initiation. Sunstrike onto Dread, connects, brings him down to half HP. Windranger gonna tick down a bit, should be okay, but can she get out safely is the question. Now forced to Windrun, pops into the trees, goes for the TP out, no Radiant Vision here, and she will make it out safely. But we're not done yet. Tame. Is he going in? He's thinking about it. Doesn't want to be tanking forward Spirit Shots, though. Already down to 4 armor, -4 applied, and yeah, he'll back off. It is a very fat Luna for Relax, I will say that much.
Yeah, she is getting there for sure.
It's just a lot to ask of a single Luna to outcarry Tricore that's all farming decently well.
Oh, Storm Spirit just TP'd mid too. I think they saw that, so they'll actually probably be able to squeeze in a free tower.
Sunstrike not being thrown out yet on the Windranger. I feel like BZZ is just very hesitant to use Sunstrikes. If this was Ice or Resolution, they'd be coming out. You miss some, but he's had kill opportunities where he just hasn't even taken a shot at it.
Yeah, it's probably just unusual for the roles. I actually think those two players are playing the weakest on the team right now, but it'll take some time.
Yeah, like you said, he's played some Invoker for the team, but it's not like, I don't know. It's not really what he's known for by any means. Dazzle, Ancient Apparition will look to contest these Ancients, though. Throwing out the Dazzle ultimate. Now the Ancient Apparition ult as well, and the Spectre Haunt comes in. Sunstrike, that one's going to hit the mark. Yoki ticks down, and Solo gets the gold, too. And they contest the Ancients. Mostly cleared out by Relax, but yeah, that's just the Ancients. Imagine if Relax tried to go for Roche. RoX.KiS are just good at punishing. And now up to 3,000 gold on Solo. Still the double Midas. We'll see Sadoi go towards a mech here, so neither Ancient Apparition... Well, actually, he is farming well. No, he's going to go Midas. Triple Midas from RoX.KiS.
They're not scared of the mid game.
Well, they're also not in a rush here. They're like, oh, we have a match for Fragbite at 20 CET. We need to make sure we're done by then. Got triple Midas global strat. Well, let's see if they can end the game quickly, though. I feel they could. If they win, like, 2 good team fights in the mid game, they can just roll up the towers, take Roche, and Ancient Apparition gets his level 2 ult, maybe his Ags in the next 10 minutes, and 15 minutes, that could be it.
I feel like they need to slow down Luna's farm. That was a very good move by them, killing her while she was doing the Ancient stack, but I think they could have some preventative measures. They saw her have an HOD maybe like 5 or 6 minutes ago. They can easily ward that up and force Relax to contest that point.
Here comes the Centaur, blanket on y'all. There's an initiation from Stampede and secures that kill. Nice dive by him, connected on the Dazzle. Will Relax continue to chase on the back of this? They zip it onto BZZ, who deploys his level 1 Necrobook. Now Tame, forced to back off. Sunstrike baited out. And Relax will retreat once again. So in the end, they get the kill on the Dazzle, but more importantly, they get the tower. Get some additional map control here. And Solo, Relic coming soon. This is an important time for him just to not die. And looks like he should be well prepared for this. Look at these wards from Relax. They've got some great vision now at RoX.
This is the most important time of the game for Relax. They have to make something happen. They probably should kill Spectre once before he gets Radiance, and I don't actually know if they're going to be able to. Or at least they could take the mid T1 and the bottom T1 so that they can actually pressure the jungle.
The other thing is the Roche, and although it's very dangerous just to walk in there, if they get, say, the Luna BKB, which she's close to, and maybe RoX have blown a few key ultimates, like a Haunt, even Ancient Apparition ult, they can definitely kill it during the Ancient Apparition ult cooldown, so getting a kill or just baiting out ultimates, that's the other way that they could just look to pull ahead.
Oh, Dread.
Nice defensive disruption here, but it'll solve the Sunstrike. Split between the illusions there. So.
Oof. Close one.
Yeah, I think that was going to kill him otherwise.
Close one, Dread.
It like barely tickled though in the end.
Oh, Luna already with her BKB too, so this is a very, very good timing for her. HOD Yasha BKB 19 minutes. She has a 180 last hits in 19 minutes, which is pretty absurd.
10 CS a minute is 1-1-1, level 14, and there's heroes with Midas in this game. 2 solos, in fact, and she's still way on top of them, so the Luna's getting big. And when Relax just start deathballing with her, I'm not sure RoX will want to fight into that too aggressively, but they can just split push, look to stall, and they'll just want to wait it out against this Luna. She is about to be queen of the game as soon as the BKB arrives. Yeah,
Invoker can't really split push versus this lineup, although they kind of need him to. Now is not the time. Centaur and Storm will easily kill him if paired up with one.
Dagger from Solo, and Luna will walk into the trail here, but...
Yeah, see, all you need to do is click on the hero. What's up with the daggers, man? He's just not very comfortable in the hero, though.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there's benefits to ground targeting it, but that was not a case where he needed to.
Well, he still is very close to his Radiance, just needs 800 gold. Needs to be really careful in this part of Relax's Woods.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to secure his farm, but they're doing so in one of the more dangerous locations on the map, sending 3 heroes into the enemy safe lane where they still have a tier 1. But they'll back off now. 2 heroes still mid. Pressure is coming in bottom a bit as Shadeslow picks up a ring of health. Probably going for pipe, but seems very late to get a Vanguard, so... A lot of Ancient Apparition magic damage, and just magic damage in general. Should be a good item if they want to break the base.
They do have a mech up on Windrunner too, so...
Yeah. Relax are going to get their key items up pretty soon. The Luna's pretty much ready to fight, and now just can build towards damage, maybe the Mansa style. They'll have the Disruption Illusion, so... I still think RoX have had a good enough start that if they just don't make major mistakes, they've got the late game, but...
They can't
they can't
get pressured in 2 different lanes like this without retaliating. They're farming off. This is the time to just put five people top and just destroy them.
The Haunt, and they're actually going in top lane. Solo comes in as well, but the Luna deploys her BKB. Can pop an Eclipse here, just wait it out. There's Trance though. There's a lot of Trance, a lot of summons, and they're just going to retreat out. BKB is about to end. Sprout is available soon. Oh, airballs the Sprout. Sodoi now trapping in his own Spectre, who doesn't Quelling Blade out either. Not the smoothest initiation, but that one was smooth. Shadeslow comes in, triple stomp, and Relax will retreat out. That was a very awkward engagement for both teams, especially RoX.KiS.
Awkward indeed. RoX.KiS cannot allow that to happen, though. They cannot allow Relax to split push 2 and 3. They should just be able to crush them with their global presence, and yeah, they might get a T1 on bottom, but they should trade a couple of kills in return. Now RoX.KiS, they have no ultimate up except for Dazzle ultimate, so that's a little scary.
They're going to secure the Radiance here, though. So
yes.
Solo will get the Radiance, Haunt will cool down in a minute, and the trade was big, losing 2 tier 1s, but perhaps worth it in the end. The key will be the next fight. Do they have it? Do they use the Haunt successfully to set up kills for the Spectre? And on the side of Relax, knowing Haunt is down, they go into the Roche Pit. Yoki and Dread. This can't really be contested by RoX, because they can throw out an Ancient Apparition ult, maybe a Sunstrike, but realistically, they are not stopping this attempt.
Yeah, very nice move from Relax, knowing that RoX.KiS, they just really have nothing to fight.
Ancient Apparition ult, and actually gonna miss the Luna as Yoki tucks himself away in the corner of the pit. Fort Spirits will come through, and see Tame My Wild just sipping down. Pops his Invis, looking for a double damager in here. Actually, they're going to contest this with no Haunt and no buyback on Spectre. Very surprised to see RoX going in so aggressively. Now a silence on the Solo. They can pull him back in into a stomp. Solo does not have buyback either, and no Haunt anyway. So Doi next in line. Oh, they're in trouble now. Aegis going to fall. Luna is going to pick it up. Why did they contest that?
I have no idea.
That just seemed... Like, if they had Haunt buyback, I could totally see it, but without it, that's just feeding kills. And they give Aegis away as well.
They can't afford to lose Spectre like that. You can tell Solo really wanted to go in, but they can't. That's just a lost Roshan fight. They should know that from the get-go without ultimates. And with AA ult not hitting anyone.
And now there's a Pipe as well. So Pipe, Mech, BKB all online here for the core heroes, and Relax can start taking towers. You will see them probably get the Manta style up for Yoki, and in fact, it's probably coming out now. And they'll have the 5 Lunas. So you disrupt the Luna, and you just start going to work. And I do like how Dread has been maxing Disruption. Generally, Shadow Poison is somewhat preferred, but when you run this Luna strat where she's just the siege engine, you want to make sure you have the illusions for maximum possible damage.
I like Yoki's
And
build
duration.
too. He went like kind of greedy, but not too greedy because RoX.KiS could have pressured him with the global presence. So he went HOD, Treads, HOD, Yasha, BKB, and a Manta.
Yeah,
and
with
now
an
he's
Aquila thrown in there as well.
really farmed. He is 14,000 net worth, well ahead of the Spectre, who is only at 9,600.
You know, there was that game, that crazy comeback game that Navi had against Cloud9, and I think it was in Starladder or maybe WPC. No, they didn't play WPC, so it must have been Starladder, where Navi just didn't force fights. They would give up towers, they would give up everything, and not overcommit, but, well, we'll hold that thought, as in comes Relax now. The Haunt's forced out, but it's more of a defensive Haunt while the team tries to retreat. Pipe gets thrown out by Relax here as well, or by RoX, and RoX.KiS continue to run. They'll lose one, now Sadoy caught out, he'll fall as well, but suddenly the damage is stacking up. RoX.KiS going to work with the right clicks. Yoki will lose his Aegis once here. The Spectre's still alive, finding the openings on Haruhi, chops him down. Look at the desolate damage, just so much right-click prowess. And Solo continues pursuit. They bought back on 2. Will Solo keep on going? The BKB slow go. BKB not protecting him from this dagger slow.
Did you see the damage on Storm as he jumped in? He pretty much instantly died.
Yeah, it's the power of that Desolate plus Radiance Burn plus Ancient Apparition. The right clicks are insane, and in the end, it's a team wipe. RoX.KiS. Well, that was a gimme.
That was an 8-for-1, I believe.
7 for 1.
7 for 1? Well, Aegis, too. So there were 2 buybacks, Aegis, and a lot of deaths.
What a miraculous turn of events for RoX.KiS. That was just at the point where Relax were going to start sieging, too. They'd just gotten Pipe, Manta, Aegis, Luna, level 16. That was go time. Just pop your Manta illusions, pop your Disruption, and chip away at towers, but RoX.KiS just caught them a bit off guard in the river when Relax went in and they popped the Haunt, they dropped the Necro Books, the Treants, and one thing I will say is Eclipse has been absolutely useless this game for
She
Relax.
didn't even use it.
Yeah, she didn't use it, but she has no openings. There's too much stuff to tank it.
Yeah, they need more creep clear, too. This is the trade-off for having Max Disruption over something like Max Shadow Poison, and when your Luna's not actually fat enough to clear all the creeps. They wanted to make something happen with the Aegis, and they thought that having the Manta would be a really good timing too, but they haven't really felt the presence of Spectre's Radiance until that fight. And Pipe was pretty good too, but it's just too much damage to block.
It's the Radiance, it's the Desolate, and then even the Chilling Touch on top of it. Like, Solo can 2 or 3 shot some of these support heroes. Shadow Demon, well, maybe not 3 shot, but close to it when you factor in Radiance Burn and just the other heroes. Now he's a Reaver up, and well, that's the power of the Spectre. Not going to straight up outfarm a Luna, even with Radiance he won't do it, but can win the team fights, and that's where the team will prosper. So, RoX.KiS have a good defense. I think the key thing is, not besides the 7 hero kills, they get rid of the Aegis, which is taking all the wind out of Relax's sails to force fights. And if they wait for the next Roche, by that time Spectre's Heart, by that time, maybe your Prophet even has a Hex. He's up to 1,500 gold. Ancient Apparition. Ag's not too far off either, and they don't have enough BKBs to fight their way through that Ancient Apparition Eggs.
It's really difficult to itemize. Oh,
Casual Haunt. Is there anyone they're going
it's on
on?
top lane. Yeah.
Oh,
Timo Wild is really close to dying.
Getting the vision. Nope, not going to Sunstrike just yet. Or did they? Oh, they already used it.
Yeah, it's really difficult to itemize if you're Relax because you need BKB because there's a lot of magic damage and Cold Snap will wreck a hero like Luna. But if you do, you're still gonna be able to take a lot of damage from Dazzle, from the right clicks, from the Forward Spirits, from the Necro Books, and no one can really afford a BKB besides Luna too. Storm Spirit just dies when he goes in.
Storm's actually going Bloodstone, so Tame My Wild looking to take it late game, but I guess if it goes ultra late game, maybe Relax would have the edge there, but if you're RoX.KiS, you're not going to let it get there. You'll get your Heart up, maybe your Manta on the Spectre, you just have some basic utility items like a Force Staff on the Invoker, and you just go and try and win the game around
It's
the
kind of
35
YOLO
mark.
smoke from Relax. They know they know they have the odds against them right now.
Oh, they're going to find someone here, though. Goblak. Oh, Dread's going to spot him out. He'll start this one off with a Purge, then a Soul Catcher. No Disruption used here. Then the Shackle. Will secure the Goblak kill. Nicely done for Relax. Though I don't know if it'll fully stop this push. Sunstrike, not going to connect.
Oh, and they blew the pipe too. So AA will be up soon. Ideally, they kill Spectre or force the buyback and then just back off. That's a 100% ideal situation for them. But
And now Sadoy will start split pushing bottom.
yeah, poor old Goblak. He was in a really good position too, like really close to his T2.
Well, here comes your disruption on the Luna, and out come 4 Luna illusions, but there's a nice deafening blast here, just to slow down the push for a few moments. Meanwhile, top lane, Solo threatening to go in, wants to force back some TPs. Bottom lane, Sadoy, caught out, difficult to split push, and he will pay, though he buys his team some time, and they do defend the tier 2 successfully in the end. Solo's getting caught out a bit here. Does Yoki actually want to go on him? Not against the dagger. He'll just go up the cliff and around the corner and continue farming. So, well, no deaths on Spectre here, though they did lose 2 heroes, and Relax are applying decent pressure, but Heart's coming soon. Invoker's got his next item. I wonder what it'll be, whether it's a Force Staff, maybe something like a Hex this game. And I think the biggest item, actually, is the Goblak eggs, which is not too far off. He's only about 1,000, 1,200 gold away.
Yeah. I mean, if Spectre were farmed and none of the other heroes were farmed, I still think RoX.KiS would win, but if Invoker and AA and Dazzle and Nature's Prophet all get their items too, it's just, they're kind of just going to roll him over. Spectre, really close to completing his heart. He does have 1,400 gold in the bank. And the gem. Wow, that's an early gem on Centaur. They don't have any Invis heroes, actually.
Just Ghost Walk, I guess.
Yeah, Ghost Walk and no Shadow Blade.
I do like it in sort of a map control item, but the problem is that RoX.KiS are just so good at split pushing. Sure, it's dangerous, but Forge Spirits can just walk out and split push. Prophet can ult. Like, you can have all this deep vision in their woods, but
you'll lose one hero. You'll lose one hero, but you'll still get your goal accomplished, which is creating space for Spectre.
Yeah, that's what happened with the Prophet bottom. He dies, but he creates the space.
Well, Yoki doing the Ancients, going for Butterfly, the expected item after it. Butterfly is just really good. You pretty much have to get it. It makes your illusions really strong, gives you a ton of damage output, very good for Spectre too.
I mean, this Luna is going to be able to wreck Spectre illusions, but will her team live through them is the main question.
I don't think so. Because I think the big reason why is because Storm Spirit can't really do that much without a BKB. He just gets Cold Snap and then he has to back off for like a good 5 seconds, and there goes a majority of your BKB.
He actually could have one.
Yeah, he could have one.
Point booster. And I wonder if he's reevaluating that choice. Has not bought any other components yet. Pretty much has the Soul Booster working towards the Bloodstone. And if it goes late enough, Storm gets very scary. I mean, I'm talking like your Scythe, Bloodstone, Shiva's, Orchid.
Yeah, they'll have
BKB.
Double Scythe though, probably. Invoker and Nature's Prophet will have one up too. So Storm without a BKB, he just can't go in.
Well, the one thing Relax also have is the better threat of ganks. Sure, you've got, at this stage of the game, Sunstrike, Ancient Apparition ult, will connect mid, and the Prophet ult comes through, but don't know if this will be enough to bring down the Wind Ranger. With the upgraded eggs, maybe. Meanwhile, big initiation on the mid lane from Tame My Wild. Sadoy's gonna back off, and now the chase is on. The Spectre Illusion just slicing away at him. Is gonna re-haunt in another direction. Nope. Well, in the end, they'll get out safely. So they baited out the haunt now. Didn't lose anyone, and this is quite an opening for Relax. Roshan. Oh no, so
that's really unfortunate that it wasn't a shorter respawn too. I think if it respawns now, if it's already up, they just go do it right now and then try and pressure again once Luna completes her Butterfly, which is only in 40 gold.
Will Solo be able to carry this one? I think so, but it does depend a lot on how Relax execute their push. Do they get a nice pick off? Do they stay grouped up? Are they all scattering to the winds like the last fight and taking huge Radiance damage and additional Desolate damage? We'll have to see. Butterfly is online though. And this is a big item. You mentioned the double scythe. They get the first one now for the Nature's Prophet. Something great to have against pretty much all these heroes. Your Storm, Shadow Demon, and hell, even the Luna, who doesn't have a Reaver yet. She's pretty tanky, but maybe they can kill her with a Hex.
Yeah, the Dread has to be on point with the defensive disruptions. It's difficult for him because he doesn't have Force, he doesn't have Blink, and they smoke inside the Roche pit. The fake Roche.
This is unexpected, to put it mildly. Are they going to get caught now? Looks like RoX.KiS could be in for a lick of trouble here. Shadeslow moving his way down the river. Sadoy is going to back off. So too will BZZ. They're in a decent position here. The Radiant team is pinging out. Seems like they're suspicious.
Not in a great position, though.
Oh, Sadoy's in a good one. He's going to reveal Shadeslow, and they'll all back off safely in the end. So, tucked away in the trees.
That was a really nice move from Relax. If they get one pick, though, it makes that Roshan fight so much easier. But now they're going to have to do a 5-on-5 on Roshan. It's going to respawn in 10 seconds.
And now Haunt's back online as well, so... Like you said, the RNG factor, RoX.KiS dodging a bullet. You know, when we were at Starladder, there were quite a few players who said that they hated the randomness of it. I mean, that was the biggest complaint when it started, is... When the change came, is it can decide a game. And, like, sure, Bash can and stuff like that can, but Roche is a factor in every single game, not just in some. So... And one of the biggest ones, too. So, well, the randomness working out here pretty nicely for RoX.KiS in the end.
Indeed it is, and now both teams know what's up. Both teams can't really leave the pit, or they will take it, and probably stand off for a couple of minutes. I don't really know how either team can force the issue. RoX.KiS is
the TP Hex in the mid lane, they go right onto Tamo out. Now the Spectre Haunt comes out, and they'll instantly assassinate him. Well done.
Well done. Well, I guess we know who's getting Roshan now.
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, Storm Spirit, he's just not that big of a factor in this game. He just dies so easily all the time.
There was a good window in the mid game where they couldn't really kill him, but now that the Hex is out, he's right back to being
Well,
terrible.
they might not be able to kill him, but he still can't do anything. Like, even if you leave him completely unchecked, he still can't do that much damage in team fights.
I still go back to, you know, the item selection, and BKB would do a lot more from this game than a Soul Booster. Most of RoX.KiS is, like, I'd say, like, 70% magic damage right now. Maybe a little bit, like, Invoker gives you a lot of right-click, but the rest of the team is mostly magic damage, and more importantly, it's just, they have nothing to go through a BKB, so if he gets it off, then he's not getting locked down.
Now Spectre is becoming an unstoppable force. 2600 HP, a ton of move speed, a ton of damage, Radiance.
Luna needs her Satanics to deal with him in the upcoming fight.
Yeah, I think that even if she gets it, though, it's just going to be 5v1 at the end. Because who else is really going to stand up to it? Stormshot will just get hexed. Centaur is relatively tanky, but he can't ever use his blink either. Like, if you use Haunt, that's like 10 seconds he can't blink.
And they have double Hex now. BZZ's got it. 3,400 gold. Already has the ultimate orb, but up top lane. They'll initiate on Sadoy here. This will be a nice pick-off if they can pull it off. The mech gets popped by Sadoy. Still not enough to keep him alive. Then the Ice Wall comes in. Yola's arrived. BZZ as well, and they'll turn this one around. Pick up a nice kill.
And they lose a gem.
Oh, jeez. He was the gem carrier, right? Tornado. Fishing. And it's a very low-level Wex.
No Haunt up. It is Haunt up in 8 seconds. This is a really terrible choice for Relax if they decide to go in right now.
They're going in without their Centaur, without the Stampede either. I don't think they're going to. Yeah, they'll back off.
If they do that right there, that's suicide.
Solo. They'll go on bottom and they get the silence off. Remember, he's got Aegis, but they might be able to kill him twice here. He'll drop once with these, and he blows the Haunt before dying.
Wow.
Tower gets denied. Now Solo's going to come back. Does he even have a dagger? He's at least got that, but shackled up to a tree. Held in position while the Luna keeps on pounding through, and Solo... Oh, no TP. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do but die.
Why would you... He used his Haunt when he was at like 100 HP, so all the illusions died instantly.
He could have just respawned Haunted and gone top onto Dread, who was still alive top.
He could have used Haunt and killed all 3 of them.
That as well.
Oh my goodness.
Tough
What in the
time.
world? Solo.
I mean, this is what happens when you change up the roles for a team, you know?
I mean, it's just like it's not like he doesn't know how to play carry, it's just he doesn't know how to play Spectre.
Yeah.
He's farming well. He shows up to the right fights. He put pressure on the map, but just a lot of the mechanical things with Spectre is just...
Yeah, we've seen him
panics a lot.
constantly trying to ground target the dagger and missing on easy unit targets when he has the vision. I mean, I would also say BZZ's Invoker has been a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah, it's less
compared
evident.
to Solos.
It's less evident.
But it's not as big of an issue. And also, given the game state, if he dies once in a while, it's okay. Spectre dying with Aegis there, not so okay. They'll still look to go on top here with the Enchant Apparition. Having the Aghanim Scepter Prophet, thinking about a TP. Yoki will kill if a Necro Book drops about a half HP, but that'll be the end of that. All of a sudden, Luna's going to have her Satanic and Spectre. Just the Yasha. No Manta style yet.
So Spectre or Satanic on Luna versus AA Ultimate Sceptered is... It's
pretty eh.
Yeah.
The one thing though is sometimes you know, I guess not with the Ags upgrade it just lasts so long.
You can't lifesteal at all.
It's okay for the base siege. Potentially you can drop low in the siege and then maybe back off Satanic.
That's low and mid.
They'll go in on him. Pops the ultimate just to make sure he gets out of this cold feed, and it won't end up proccing. He will escape successfully.
They know Yoki's there. I think they can kill him with a scythe.
Speaking of a scythe, Ancient Apparition won't connect. I don't know if they get this kill now. He's got a BKB available. Gonna Manta out of the Sprout. Nicely done, but still goes down in the end. And the Spectre also picked up a kill on the Wind Ranger, who just dropped mid. I didn't see if they used anything else on her, but mostly just dropping to the Radiant Spurt. Now they're gonna deward the high ground and still holding on to the gem as well. So Relax still suffering for vision after losing that earlier.
If your Luna can't farm safely, no one on your team can farm safely. Now Relax is in this really troubling position where they need to outfarm the Spectre, but they can't actually farm anywhere on the map safely. Unless they move S5, which is really inefficient.
They do have their Bloodstone for Tame My Wild.
He can...
So,
I mean...
now he can farm his next item that lets him actually be aggressive.
So Bloodstone is like, you can't heal people out with A ultimate. It's...
Apparition ult and a Deafening Blast. The Meatball all get thrown out at Shadeslow. They won't commit fully though. They'll just keep on working on the tower.
Luna has buyback. But is she just going to let her T3 just fall? For free?
Shadeslow does get sniped by a Sunstrike on the side of the fight. They've already lost a lane of Rex. I'm not sure what she's saving for here either. Maybe just feeling they
could just go next. They could just go mid. And if she buys back now, they've pretty much just taken a free Rex.
Yeah, even if they get a bunch of kills now, they could have, if they're going to win the fight, they could have won the fight before she buys. Well, or they could just give up 2 Rex and lose the game. That's the other option here. What are they going to do? They'll Blink Stomp. Disruption's there. Well, they'll get some Spectre illusions here, which is a bit of a nuisance in the fight, but not going to commit on the back of that. The Storm was zipping in, threatening to go, but in the end, I guess they preserved the buyback for the next fight, but generally you don't want to give up that first lane of Rex. The first lane is where things normally start falling apart.
It was first lane of Rex, and it was a T3 tower. Well, maybe it wasn't only her. Like, maybe she was waiting for Centaur or Storm to initiate so that they know that they could have actually gotten something out of their buyback.
Oh, yeah. It's just more like the overall decision, not Yoki as a player.
Do something.
I mean, whoever made that decision, it's tough now. Now they're up against it. I guess the one piece of good news is he's closer to his next big item. If he bought back there and they lose the fight, they lose the game. So, well, live to fight another day, but do so at a big disadvantage.
Yeah, maybe they can contest the next Roshan with that buyback with Aegis Cheese. So that would be pretty good for them. But at the same time, RoX.KiS is just getting really, really farmed.
Solo has Manta as well. You know, the one thing I will say in late game scenarios is Shadow Demon is extremely good against Spectre if you can get a disruption on him. You purge him, disrupt him, soul catcher him, and his own illusions just murder him in the fight. But this is assuming the Shadow Demon doesn't get caught out and just die to the mass AoE.
I think he has to defensively disrupt the purge. Oh, I know, actually, or defensively disrupt the hunt. He does have Ghost Scepter, so that will actually save him. So maybe he can use disruption to some good avail.
I think they need like a Spectre army on their side at this point.
Yeah. They need a lot of things. Spectre actually doesn't have buyback, so maybe Relax can capitalize on this.
Went for the Talisman of Evasion. There's no Hex on Relax, so Evasion will be pretty strong this game.
Yeah, I think buyback's a lot stronger, though.
Yeah,
especially
it is Spectre after all.
Yeah. He doesn't have a TP.
Well, that's why he bought it. I mean, no TP scroll, why bother? It's not like you have Haunt or anything. 41 minutes in, it's our opening match of Summit Europe play, and there will be a big leap in from Tame My Wild, perhaps a bit too big. He's still going in, he goes in, gets hexed up, now Cold Snap, now Sunstrike as well. Are they going to kill him off in time? He zips out. He scoots away as the flames roil his belly.
Poor guy. They have to use a lot of cooldowns too. They have to use like almost all of Storm's mana. They have to use the pipe. They have to use Stampede to try and save him. And all RoX.KiS really used was Hex and Sunstrike, really.
And they can look to just apply some pressure now. Stampede will be up soon, probably by the time they get to the base, but it also means there's no pressure elsewhere on the map. So your Ancient Apparition has Boots of Travel up. Godlike has buyback. This triple Midas strat is really paying off for him now. He's got 11,000 net worth, almost as much as the Wind Ranger and Shadow Demon combined.
This is a risky push for RoX.KiS. They don't need to take this, because if they lose solo right now, they lose Roche, if it's a short respawn.
And he will get Shackle to start it off. Will they go in on the back of that? They've also deployed the Mjolnir buff on him. Well, I don't know if they want to go in now. Plus, he's also taking the Dazzle plus armor up to quite a bit. But, well, it gets purged. His own illusions will start chipping away at him, but your Storm's just melting. And playing with fire, too. Zipping in like that, zipping out. He does have buyback, but doesn't want to have to blow it. And now they'll get their 5th hero into the fight. Godlike will rotate top as well. Still no buyback on anybody. Storm zipping in again. Bottom lane pushing in. Mid lane pushing in. Relax have to go deal with these lanes. And the second they do, that's when RoX.KiS are going to strike. Just come as 5. Straight up to the high ground. Maybe TP and Profit for a side swipe Hex. Hasn't happened yet, but they're even using TP scrolls to come into the lane. Sunstrike. Does connect on the Luna, just chipping away at her. Another disruption and soul catcher from Jet. Now they'll look to pull Solo in towards his own illusions. No, can't do it in time. Tame my Wild in the end will zip out.
Big A ultimate. Yoki's actually really low. He can't fight for some time. He has to use the BKB.
He's gonna die in the fountain. Yoki's pretty low. So too is the Wind Ranger. That's 2 dead. Dread, well, Haunt's down now, but the damage is done. They'll lose their second lane of Rex here. Spectre's gonna buy back as well. RoX.KiS in their opening match looking quite strong. They had a shaky mid-game, but they're following through in the clutch and bouncing back from Star Ladder Season 9. They'll take the second lane of Rex. Even if the Spectre dies now, well, 240 gold, he is still short of the buyback, but they're not going on him. They actually try to go on the Invoker and the Prophet, who turn around with the Hex, just annihilate the opposition. Now going on to Yoki, and look how strong this Spectre is with the Mjolnir buff. Hits so freaking hard, it's just Godzilla Spectre. And in the end, Relax have no answer for Solo. 10, 2, and 10. Wasn't the smoothest performance, but it was a smooth result.
Well, at least they're trying new things, though. I like that RoX.KiS is going for, hey, we actually have better late game, so we don't have to 5-man and do what we always done. So this will lend some unpredictability to them and to their draft. And I think once they get more comfortable in their roles, or if they want to switch them like that, then they'll be a very formidable team.
All right, well, guys, with that being said, that wraps up our opening match. RoX.KiS take down Relax. They're now 1-0. They've got 6 more games to go. Of course, everybody, you're watching the Summit, brought to you by these guys, by Twitch. Well, we'll have more information about that soon, but they're doing a lot to support the event, to support us, and it's great to be back casting from the studio. We'll get to use our full draft screen, hopefully, for next game. Coming up next will be MYM versus RoX.KiS, so we'll see MYM debut in the Summit. Right now, RoX.KiS 1-0, but they got a lot more work to do. First, you got to finish top 4, and then you got to win the playoffs if you want to come here to LA and fight for $80,000 on LAN. We'll be back after a short break. MYM versus RoX.KiS next.